Hat on or hat off?
Look. On or off? They don't even care, right? Can't give me no love. Can't give me no. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I want to look like you. Don't keep it on. Yeah. No, I'm just. Somebody told me I got too much energy since I came back. I was like, what? You can never, ever have too much energy. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Remember to join us here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth as we stream live on YouTube, Twitter, at 1017 The Truth. You can also check out the rebroadcast, or you can check out the podcast or anything at the Truth app, Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and at Dr. Ken's Truth on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So I don't care where you go or what you do, you should be running into the truth. You should be following the truth. This is 2024. Now that 2024 is here, right? Now that we're here, it's time to start making an impact on the community. All the awards are great. We will forever be the award-winning 1017 The Truth. We will forever be the award-winning, right? Everybody has officially won an award. So we're pretty near done with that. We got our legs. We know what we're doing. This is year, 4? And it's time to change the community. There's some things coming up this year we have to look at. There are elections. Stop screaming the only follow Democrat, only follow Republican, only follow. We need new blood with new ways of thinking that are closer to the middle with less partisanship, right? So don't believe the lie of being bipartisan only because you agree with what the other person wants. Or when the person does something, instead of saying, hey, it's a start, you complain that it's not enough. It's like those old adages we hear all the time. When people always say, the one that drives me crazy more than anything, where there's smoke, there's fire. But unfortunately, right, being the contrarian that I am, I disagree. And people don't understand what being a contrarian is. And I'll have to dive into that later in the show. Our guest is tomorrow, right? Okay, we've got a guest coming in on tomorrow at 5:15, and at 4:15, I've got coming Deputy Christine Rodriguez from the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office to talk about a hiring event they've got on Thursday. So it'll be full and jam-packed tomorrow, but today you are stuck with little old me. You know why? Because where there's smoke, there's fire. I just happen to disagree with that. I happen to disagree with the adage, where there's smoke, there's fire, because information you might get, right? We apply it to different things. I guess you can look at the analogy from if a house is on fire and you see smoke coming out of a house, then there must be a fire. I get it. But then I disagree, partially. When we hear things about people, did you hear that? Well, we have to investigate. Well, it might be planted information. I can tell you something about somebody that makes them look a certain way. It could be true, but it's a different circumstance. And so when we don't take the time to figure things out, we make assumptions and go on what our experience is, and then we accuse other people of doing and saying and acting and all sorts of things that they didn't do. But we filled in the space. And I think that's what happens to people. People tend to fill in the space when they hear something. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that's something that person would do when in fact they have no idea. It might just being out and out lie. And I've seen where groups of people have gotten together to lie about a person to get rid of that person. I've literally seen that. And so when we hear that, oh, where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes it can actually look like something that it's not. Sometimes you can assume things because we always do what? We want people to assume the best about us, and we assume the worst about everybody else. It just might be a lie. But like I said, it looks the same, but it's not the same. It looks like fire. Why is that? Well, there's smoke. So really what you're looking at is evidence before you look at the cause. That in and of itself is a problem in how we deal with people. We see the outcome and we think, oh, we always think the worst of people. I don't understand that. I see that young man out with a young lady. That's not his girlfriend. He must be dating her. And so instead of finding out, we only go with what we know, our limited scope, and all we see is the evidence, right? But we have nothing to apply it to. So we assume the worst. So when I think about where there's smoke, there's fire, in 2024, give people a break. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Actually consider that it's actually none of your business. But we always see smoke. You know, that white and gray stuff that comes out of a window. So picture this. You're driving your car. You have the windows closed. It's cold outside. And when you come to a stop, you crack your window and smoke starts coming out the inside of your car. And somebody goes, oh my God, the car is on fire. And so they call the fire department. The fire department shows up. What do you think the fire department's going to do? Like, what do you think the first thing the fire department or the police will do? They're going to go look in the car to see if it's an actual fire. But why would you do that? It's smoke. Doesn't matter. I have to confirm what it is so I can fight it. It actually might be a fire. It might be a plastic fire. It might be wood. It might be paper, right? Different things. But it might be an electrical fire. But until I see the genesis of it, the outcome, I have no idea what it is. So get around this where there's smoke, there's fire. When you hear negative things about people, it must be true because I know that person. And you don't actually like that person. So you automatically assume the worst about them. Next time you see, white smoke, you might want to consider. It might be dry ice.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
They think that Black people don't wash their hands. So when they designed the automatic bathroom faucets and the automatic paper towel dispensers,